The story takes place in a secluded cabin tucked away in New Hampshire's woods. The cabin turns into a cramped environment where the suspense and horror play out. Principal figures. 1. A same-sex couple adopted a 7-year-old daughter from China. Wen's parents are Eric and Andrew. Wen has joined them for a vacation at the cottage. 4 strangers with a sinister message arrive at the cabin: Leonard, Redmond, Sabrina, and Adrian. Plot. Wen is outside the hut gathering grasshoppers at the start of the book. Leonard, a big man, comes up to her. Leonard starts out being amiable but eventually turns evil, giving away a deadly agenda. Redmond, Sabrina, and Adrian enter the cabin while they continue to converse. Each has a distinctive appearance, like a figure from a horror movie, and is toting a weapon. Andrew is sleeping inside while Eric is doing his grocery shopping. Wen receives a message from Leonard saying that none of what's going to happen is your fault, and that her fathers won't want to let us in. Wen. But they must. To preserve the world, we need your assistance. Wen notices danger and goes inside to notify her dad, Andrew, as the other strangers approach the cabin. The visitors say that their goal is not to damage the family but rather to deliver a message. They assert that Wen, Andrew, and Eric are essential to redemption since the world is coming to an end. They give the family an ultimatum: either one of the members will be willingly sacrificed, or terrible things will happen. They also imply that they have received comparable messages and that their behavior is compelled. The majority of the book is devoted to the family's psychological and physical struggle against the intruders. The family is struggling with the ambiguity of the strangers' assertions. Do they have a delusion? Are they being honest? When the family realizes they can't call for assistance since their phone lines have been cut and there is no cell service, the stress increases. Wen becomes the story's main focus. She is a symbol of innocence and purity as well as a youngster in need of protection. There is friction in her interactions with the outsiders, especially Leonard. Despite the severe circumstances, she makes an effort to comprehend and even empathize with their intentions. Extreme violence occasionally breaks out as the family and the strangers fight. One of the intruders is eventually defeated by Andrew and Eric, setting off a grisly scene. As the protagonists struggle with their beliefs, fears, and the sense of impending catastrophe, the terror is not only physical but psychological as well. The mood grows more frantic as the time for the suggested sacrifice draws near. Periodically, the outside world sends the family signs that something is wrong. Global catastrophes are alluded to in news reports, and the sky turns ominous. The ambiguity of these indications, nevertheless, increases the level of uncertainty. The events leading up to the deadline constitute the climax, which is terrifying. The protagonist's decisions result in the loss of life and a sad conclusion. The book has a vague conclusion. The survivors are left to deal with the consequences of their choices while the future of the world is still in doubt. Themes. Moral ambiguity. The narrative frequently questions what is morally right and wrong. The strangers think what they're doing is a necessary evil that will ultimately benefit everyone. The family is caught between the need to protect themselves and the threat of a global catastrophe. Home invasion. The invasion of the cabin represents the breaching of personal boundaries and the destruction of safety. The cottage, which was intended to be a haven, turns into a jail.